Update 3 on Tropical Storm Cristobal, which continues to intensify and move slowly. Winds are at 70 miles per hour and a pressure of 990 millibars, located at 25 degrees north, 72 degrees west, and is moving east at 2 miles per hour. Tropical storm warnings have been discontinued in Bermuda, and there is still a tropical storm watch. There's now a tropical storm watch in effect. Sorry, in effect for not for Bermuda. Tropical storm warnings have been discontinued in the Bahamas, and there's a tropical storm watch for Bermuda. Storms protect the track takes it along closer to Bermuda, but still will make rip currents and stuff on the shore of the United States. Expected to still become a hurricane by 2 p.m. Wednesday. It's by the 2 p.m. advisory on Wednesday, but it's already near hurricane strength. So it could be a hurricane earlier than what is forecast. And but this may be the reason why we're gonna check on the visible imagery. Here is the visible imagery. You can see maybe this is why they're not expecting the storm to intensify as much, because until become a hurricane till Wednesday, because of this. You can see this is the center of Cristobal. There's more. Right now you can see there's a little more thunderstorms on top of the center. I'll keep my mouse on the center. So you can see here there's a little more thunderstorms right on top of the center, but earlier in the day you can see the center is pretty much exposed and really visible of Cristobal. And this is all associated kind of with the storm. This is not as much as this, but this is more associated. But this is all continuing to bring heavy rains to Turks and Caicos and parts of the Bahamas, as well as some rain to the to Cuba and Jamaica and Dominican Republic and Haiti. Now, infrared imagery. Here's the infrared imagery. You can see a really bright red, but most of that's not on top of the center. Some of it is. You can still kind of see the center right there. It's getting more inside of that. It's more, those thunderstorms are starting to flare up on the center. But you can still see all these thunderstorms all around. All this is associated with the storm. And so, here's the infrared you can see. Anyway, here it is. And I think this is another area of interest right here, an area of watch. And we'll now look at the future track probabilities for the system. Here is the wind forecast. You can see this is kind of lopsided. That's because the more stronger thunderstorms are lopsided. The storm is lopsided. So you can see that's why this area 100% is lopsided, and that's pretty much, you can see you have now like a 50-60% chance of Bermuda seeing tropical storm force winds, so that's why the watch is in effect. And as well, there's just still a little 5% chance in Newfoundland. By that time, it's probably pushed tropical. Here's the hurricane 50-knot wind probabilities. So here's the 50-knot probability, still lopsided, or this is 58 miles higher, or winds higher at the surface greater. And there's a 5% chance of Bermuda of seeing winds higher than 58 miles per hour. And nowhere else it would be affected by 58 mile per hour winds or higher. And lastly, the hurricane. Here's the hurricane force winds. There is nowhere else getting affected. There is now like a 50% chance and maybe a tiny bit of 60% chance right there. And then this is all, even though they're predicting it to become a hurricane over here, but it has the higher chance right now, a little on this of 74 miles per hour or higher. So we have to see how it is. Next, we're going to check the water vapor imagery. Here's the water vapor image. This is probably the problem why. This is the problem why Cristobal is lopsided. This is a lot, very, very dry air. You can see how brown this is. Very, very dry air right here. This is affecting the system and giving it lopsidedness in the system. So as the system continues up, it's still gonna have to battle up the coast, not up between the coast, in the middle of the coast, halfway between whatever, you know what I mean. I think, but going up towards the pole is going to battle this dry, very dry air. And lastly, we're going to check the hurricane models. Here's the GFS model. You can see here's Cristobal coming up here. You can see it brings it along, and this is probably when it's post-tropical. And you can see it go up to north, probably, possibly bringing rain just like in as a tropical cyclone, heavy rain and winds to United Kingdom as like Bertha did. You can see predicting a kind of a little bit of a disturbance in the first few frames, kind of here, kind of a little bit, maybe just not that much really. There's some showers, but you can see another tropical wave coming off the coast, and something's trying to start developing by right there. Oh no, not that. By Friday, trying something developing there, maybe possible system. Which, if it does become a system, it would be given the name Dolly. Which all the name systems for this year all formed around this area. Bertha formed was the furthest. Well, TD2 formed out here, was the furthest one, and then this was Bertha around this area. Arthur was here, and Cristobal was down here. So they're all pretty close to here, not out to here like how they would. As you can see, this is the Bermuda High, and really nothing seeing development. Next, the European model. Here's the European model. I have to play it again. I forgot to play it. So here you can see this is Cristobal becoming extra tropical, but not as strong as the European model is. And you can see this is the Bermuda High, really large. Here's the system. You can see not as strong as, not predicting a hurricane. You can see kind of weakening and really a little strong, but not as strong as Cristobal. No possible development. It's not predicting any this system here. No system coming off the coast. No tropical wave or no system in here or even no system there. And that's it for this update on Tropical Storm Cristobal. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more updates on Cristobal. Thanks for watching. Please comment, subscribe, and stay tuned. Bye.